at least 2 more miners have been brought from the shaft, and rescue operations are still continuing. Rescue operators working tirelessly here to remove the rest of the miners from here. But for now, the people that have been moved to the emergency services station where they are receiving treatment.
So what condition are the miners that have been rescued in? Are they, I mean, they have been trapped since yesterday, but how are they health-wise?
Well, they don't look like they've had any serious injuries. In fact, one of the miners came out and he appeared really shocked to see the media contingent waiting to greet them, and he actually had a smile on his face. So as far as I can see, they haven't really sustained very bad injuries, but of course that remains to be seen because we don't know what's the condition of the other miners that are underground. We know that there's at least 30, but we don't know if there's any more beyond that 30. What we do, what may have happened, and this is just a hunch, perhaps the miners might have exaggerated how many people are down the shaft to ensure that emergency services would indeed come and rescue them and to hurry the process up. So that could be a possibility, but we can't confirm that just yet. We know that there is still at least more than 20 miners that are down there.
Now, Narissa, the miners that have been rescued, do you know their identities, and are you in the process, or are they in the process of contacting their families?
Well, at this point in time, we don't have their identities, and the other thing is there's a very real possibility that all of them could be arrested because they were engaging in illegal mining. There's probably a criminal charge that they will have to face, and if that is the case, then we won't be able to get their names or any of their identities or details because they would have to first appear in court.
Is there any way to corroborate their claims of the 300 or 200 numbers of miners? Is there any way to find out how big that shaft is, the capacity, its depth, etc.?
Well, at this point in time, the Department of Mineral Resources have sent through mining rescue teams, and they would have better equipment and they'd have a better understanding of exactly what shaft this was, who it belonged to, and at the time that it was operational, just how big and how further into the ground it goes. So we don't have those details yet. All we know is that an eyewitness had apparently told police, a passing by Metro cop that was patrolling the area to monitor for illegal dumping, that miners were trapped underground. And that's when we got the story about them actually being trapped underground by a rival illegal mining group who had stolen all of the gold that they mined, and then just to make sure, for good measure, that they don't escape, blocked that shaft. But that's as far as we know, because this is illegal mining. It's been taking place without the authorities' knowledge, and this is an abandoned shaft. So we don't have those kind of details just yet, but hopefully representatives from the Department of Mineral Resources may be able to clear some of that up for us.
Do we know at which stage or who will make the decision to prosecute, or rather to press charges?
Well, at this stage, there has been other incidences where illegal miners were caught underground and had to be rescued by police. And in those cases, they have definitely faced criminal charges, and they were definitely they appeared in court. At this stage, it would be the police that would have to charge them. I don't at this point in time, I'm not sure what charges they would face, but it will have to do with illegal mining and illegal activity in the area.
Now, Narissa, before we let you go, just run us through the process of bringing each miner up. How is it happening? Is a rescue service operator being sent down to retrieve them? Or how does that work?
Well, at the moment, they've sent down a ladder, so we know that the miners are climbing that ladder, and once they reach the top, they are assisted by people that are wearing harnesses to make sure that they actually don't fall down the shaft, trying to get these people out. So they're being assisted by lots of rescue workers above ground, and they're just making their way up slowly up that ladder, and rescue workers are trying to get a sense of exactly how many people are there. It's really sketchy right now. They've got to concentrate on bringing as many people as they can up, and while they're doing that, the miners that have been rescued need medical attention, and they also need to tell authorities the truth about how many people are down there, because there is a suspicion that perhaps the figure of 200 to 300 people may have been exaggerated just to ensure that authorities got here quickly and the rescue operations went down as fast as possible.
And what kind of contingency measures are being put in place in order to carry on the rescue operations after nightfall?
Well, at this stage, it's unclear. There's still a lot of lights that authorities can work with, but I imagine that they'll be putting up massive lights around the area if it's not completed by dark. But they do anticipate that it will go into the night. We just have to wait and see how they continue. But for now, the evening light is sufficient. They're managing to do their job, and they're getting more people out. As I'm standing and speaking to you right now, I see the crane is being lowered into the shaft with chains, or I could be wrong because I'm standing quite a distance away, but that crane is actually awfully low now, and for all we know, they could be pulling more people out, but it's really, really unclear right now.
Know more about your world.
eNCA.com